So usually when I start this podcast, I ask how you became an ARMY. But with you, I'm not sure whether you are one or not. So are you an ARMY?
I kind of anticipated that question before we started this chat today, and I think it's kind of a funny question because what does it mean to me when I look at what it means to be an ARMY? It just means, are you a person who is a fan of BTS, who appreciates the art that they make and the people that they are, and just the value that they add to the world. And if those are the only requirements, then yes, that would be me. But again, I feel like it's like for certain people, when you ask that, it's like a heavy question or an ambiguous question. And maybe it's because people who are not in the fandom don't really get it. In fact, you probably have a better way of explaining it or a better definition for it than I do.
I actually don't, because I think it's very subjective. Like, you can be voting for everything and supporting and buying merch and doing all those things and consider yourself an ARMY, and you can just listen to the music and appreciate what I have to say. And I think that's being an ARMY too. I think we all decide for ourselves whether we are just casual fans that just have some songs on the playlist but not really get invested in it, or whether we really care about it. And I think it's different for each individual. I don't think there's like a grade of how much of an ARMY you are. I think as long as you love the music and you appreciate it and understand and like really get into it, then I think that qualifies being an ARMY. But I think it's like subjective. For me, I like being a fan of something this much. I've never been the girl to geek out over like boy bands and stuff, despite growing up in the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC era. So saying like I'm a fan of a boy band was like a hurdle to pass. And only when I joined Twitter did I start feeling like an ARMY, because I felt like a part of something. But again, I think it's like for each individual is what they decide.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that music fandoms have evolved so much, especially in the last few years. And certainly social media has a big impact on that, just the way that they interact with artists and with each other and with members of other fandoms. I think some people think that different fandoms are mutually exclusive. You can be an ARMY, but that means that you can't be a Directioner or a Swiftie or a Barb or something else. I don't think I subscribe to that idea. I'm a diehard fan of so many different types of artists across genres, across decades. And so to have to limit myself to one fandom would be impossible. There's no way that I could do that.
That's understandable. I don't think anyone is asking anyone to like say, oh, you only love this kind of music. You can only listen to BTS from now on.
Right. For any artist, what kind of life would that be? There's too much music out there to only listen to one.